problems. Oh my gosh. All right, good. Yay. All right, good. We'll handle getting you the info, Sarah. All right, good.
Okay, guys. So you guys on YouTube, let us know if you did. Okay, got it. If you guys are on YouTube, let us know if you guys are there. It takes a little while.
Are we live?
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay.
Oh, yay. Okay, good. I see it. Okay.
We are live. Woo!
Oh, thanks,
Yay!
Angela.
I love it.
Sweet.
And my mom is tuning in on the YouTube live with me. Yay! That's what's so fun and so powerful about both YouTube and Zoom and combining them together. Oh my gosh, we can reach people all over the world in real time on multiple platforms. Oh, I feel so lucky. Actually, I feel so lucky for Dana and Megan and Reed and the whole team, because trust me, guys, I didn't set this up. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, guys, so we have a bunch of you guys on Zoom, and the Zoom are all the Design Club members. And we have a whole new group on YouTube, and it's all of our YouTube followers. And so what we're hoping to do today is make it so that we can have our YouTube fan base, you guys, understand a little bit about what we do in the Design Club and actually get an experience of the question and answers, because Lisa, you're so brilliant and we love you and everything. Mm-hmm. So we've got actually our basically our viewership is split between YouTube and live. And what's odd for you guys to know is that we're on Zoom and then there's a delay. I think the delay is like 10 seconds or something.
Yeah,
so
something like that.
From our perspective, when we watch both feeds, we're actually getting this 10-second delay, so we can't actually watch that. Did you notice that, Megan?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a little disorienting, honestly.
It's a little disorienting. Yeah. But we have Lisa literally in a cocoon. She doesn't get to see any of that. She's just seeing Zoom chat right now. So Lisa, if you want to start off and start talking about, all the things that you know. You good?
Well, you know what? I tell you, I love the Q&As. I love the inner circle. And I also love the Q&As, because the Q&As are such a broad range of questions that it always surprises me when I see coming in. Like, let's start with Aditya. Aditya comes all the way to us from India. So that is very exciting. And I love that she's tuning in. I hope she's tuning in today. If not, she's going to be able to see the recording of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternately talk about the problems that we're going to solve, and then I'm going to show you pictures on that. So bear with me, because I'm a little fumbly with some of this, but we're going to make it work. All right. So Aditya has an entryway issue that she needs to get a solution on. And what's really sweet is that she's been a member of YouTube with us for a while. And so long ago that when we did the colors of the year a year and a half ago or something like that, one of them was this lovely color here, which is the Aegean teal by Benjamin Moore. Now, because of course Aditya's in India, they don't actually distribute. Benjamin Moore doesn't distribute in India. So she's matching it, which is fine. That's fine. And so she's managed to get her front door covered in this, which is great. But her dilemma is what happens when she moves into the to the inside, right? And so what we have there is the inside of the hallway. And so you see she's wrapped the color all the way in. And on the left side, she's got, the things that are needed in an entryway, which are things like, shoe storage, a little place to sit down, a mirror, some lighting behind it. And then she's got this other lovely wall where she's added some wainscoting. Now, here's my issue, Aditya. She asks me, how can she make this more beautiful? And she has not painted this. She's waiting for us to give her an answer on that one, which I love. So here's the situation, Aditya. This side of the entryway is actually very contemporary. You've got a backlit mirror. You've got this very sort of clean lined millwork piece that holds various bits and bobs that you need when you come in. And then you have this lovely kind of wood slatting right behind the seatboard. But then on this side, you put in some wainscoting, and this is very nice, but it's a little bit more traditional. So here is where I'm going to kind of throw a curveball into this, because the thing I love about folks that have, cultural references to places like India is there's a lot of color that's acceptable. So I'm going to push you and say, to make this side that's very traditional with its millwork feel a little bit more contemporary, I'm going to suggest that you go super rich with this color on this side, because you could go a plain neutral on that and it would be fine, but you'd still have this sort of confusing dichotomy between the two sides stylistically. And so what I would love is say, let's push that towards something like maybe a super saturated version of the teal that you've done on the door. I mean, super saturated, almost like a charcoal teal, could be really amazing. Or you could even handle a dark sort of a super smoky taupe color. That would be a really great look to kind of combine with that. And what I would do is, let me annotate for a second, because that'll show you this. So I would take that color around here and all the way around and down and into this alcove right here. So any part where the wall shows, and color everything all the way down to the floor in that solid color. That would be amazing. You know, the entryway is quite dark, quite narrow, so I would not color the ceiling. I would leave it alone, but I would take all of this out, this really rich, yummy color, and make that a G&P teal, just pop. And then that would make all of this more traditional detailing feel a little bit more transitional and work with this little space a little bit more. So Aditya, I hope that helps. I'm super excited. You've been great about sending us before and after pictures. So please keep it up. I think that's wonderful. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing and let's see. How is that going, guys? Did everybody see that okay? Give us a thumbs up in chat. Because
yes.
We're trying a little new tech out here today. So
looking good.
It is looking good on all accounts. Yes.
All right. So guys, and I am going to get to as many questions as I can. So it's going to feel like a lightning round the whole day, almost, because there were a lot of questions and I'm going to try and like slam a bunch of answers in. So next question up is from Karen R. Let's see. Now, Karen has Karen has just bought this 1963 ranch house, 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. So mid-century modern. Wait till you see these pictures, guys. It's really exciting. I mean, let me just show you what she's dealing with kitchen-wise. Let me share screen. Here we go. Okay. And she's already done a good bit of work on her own, where she's created a color scheme that she's leaning into on this to kind of make it all work, which is going to be really kind of an interesting statement. And I think it'll probably work just fine and feel very sort of mid-century. This is her kitchen. She was giving me some reference points. That's not her question, but I'm going to also show you the color scheme up close. So she's leaning in on these rich jewel tones for both the backsplash and the cabinets in the kitchen. But her big question is, what about what's happening in the entryway, which can be seen from, so the kitchen can be seen on one side, and then this entryway, which has this fireplace and millwork wall, is on the other side. And so where does she go with that? So what she did is she actually sent me in an inspo picture, and I kind of, I'm assessing that, and I'm going, okay, there's parts of this that we can reference, but this is, not neat, tidy new brick. This is not mid-century at all. This is actually like, not flagstone, excuse me, but stacked stone on a fireplace. So it reads very much more transitional than this space does. So here's what I'm going to propose to you, Karen, is she said, do I want to do this whole wall in navy or do I want to do the thing in gray? How do I resolve the fact that she has this new navy floor, but then she has this and the other side has the teal happening? So what do we do with this? I'm going to say, I want you to do the whole wall. Oh, let me annotate for a second. I want you to do the whole wall. So literally from ceiling line, all the millwork, all the way down, wash the brick and take it all the way down to the floor with a base of the navy that you showed me in the inspo picture, okay? Which you also have reference points to in the kitchen, okay? So let's do the whole thing, brick, everything, all right? Obviously not inside your firebox, and I sure hope that's a working firebox, by the way. And then secondly, what I want you to do is take the brick, both this and this, and I want you to give it kind of a gray wash, and it needs to meet the floor. So here's where you know where you've got your gray wash right, is if the gray wash that's on the brick that comes down on the front face of the high hearth is kind of a medium blue gray. It can't be a whole lot lighter than this floor because it's going to pop away from the floor and pop away from this in a way that'll be very unsettling and not to your style statement, okay? So it needs to have a gray wash to it, but it can't be so gray that this reads gray and the millwork reads navy blue, because then you're going to come back and start reading much more like a traditional space, and it's going to throw you off because all of the lines and all of the detailing really reads mid-century modern. And one more thing I just want to mention to you is you either want to roll a quick coat of paint on this lay-in ceiling right in here, or somehow make the replaced tiles and the old tiles match. And painting is actually the quickest way to do it. And you can just spray that over with a quick coat of the light white and you'll be done. So I hope that helps. That's a very interesting space, and I would love to see the after pictures on that one, because what I love about you guys and the pictures that you guys send in is that you are going for it. And they are not kidding around, are they, Megan?
No, they are not. No, very impressive, guys. We like your ambition.
It's very impressive. We look at these pictures and we go, look where they've already gone. These guys are not shy. They are not worried.
So Lisa, we surpassed 200 people on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. That's great.
Welcome, you guys. We love having you on. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see my YouTube people live.
And then we also have about 40 people on. So we've got everybody split is what's happening.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay. So we've got everybody split. Okay. Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Okay. So next one up is Lisa D. And Lisa, oh, we love Lisa. She has just been such a fun new addition to the club. She's joined recently and she is all up inside that thing. Oh my gosh, it's great. All right. So let's do this. Hang on one second. Let me get this open. All right, good. And then we have and Lisa is, oh my gosh, how many of you guys can relate to this? Lisa's building a new house, or no, excuse me, she's renovating an existing structure and she is living in the camper outside until she gets it done, which happens to so many of us. You know, we have to relocate. Once you start taking your places apart, you have to relocate to someplace. So she is hanging out in her trailer and just rocking that renovation, I gotta say. So her question came up because she's going to be there in the new house, just her and her hubby. But she occasionally is going to have the grandchildren over, and she's trying to figure out how this kind of inspo direction, which is where she's going, which is very light and lovely and open is going to accommodate little people. And so, the situation there is you kind of want to go, all right, I need to make a space that's dedicated to them. And you want to attack that from two positions. One, which is that all of the products that you're going to use for like your pieces, your furnishings, your area rugs, anything that's soft that can stain, you definitely want to select performance upholstered items and performance fibers for that, because you know what, it's a good thing to do anyway, because it's cleaner and it's easier to clean. A lot of the outdoor products come in performance fabrics. So look for that when you're selecting products. And I know you're not quite there yet, but look for that when you're ready to select for that. And, we'll be talking a little bit about that, because I think that Lisa is planning on joining us in July for our inner circle. So that'll be fun. We'll kind of like rock through some of those other queries that you've got with that. But let's deal with the little kids. So here's one of the things that I love to do with children. And in fact, if you guys on YouTube saw my video that I released this weekend, it's a re-release of a video about how to work with children's rooms in a way that kind of gets you what you need and sort of delivers a space that they're happy with too. So, and one of them is make everything performance oriented. But I love the idea of creating a little bit of a corner in your main room where you can kind of keep an eye on them. And one of the things that I do a lot with kids' rooms is I use kind of, either an irregularly shaped little custom carpet, or I use something like carpet tiles. A company that I use a lot, I'm not sure if you can get them in Canada, but I bet you can, is Floor, Flor. And Maggie, could you post that link? Because I think we have the link in the Dezignclub store. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Anyway,
absolutely.
Yeah, Floor is great because they come in carpet tiles and they're fun little patterns like, cowhide and things like that you can cut up and change in different shapes. And what's great is that if the kids spill paint on them or whatever, you just pull one up and replace it. You're done. No broken hearts. There's no problems. And what's great is that they can kind of crawl around on them. They're soft. It's really great. And then what I would do is I would make sure I'd put in something like a storage unit. You could do a trunk, but also look at something maybe from IKEA. I love those kinds of pieces that have the storage baskets that go in, because you want to be able to have that piece look like it's a normal part of the room and still, contain all the little parts and pieces that will need to happen once those kids are back with their mom. So, all right. So that was a good solution. I'm not sure what that means. So I'm going to pop off of this for a second. And Dana, did you need me to clarify something, or where are we?
No. I just thought we needed to move on to another question. We have a ton of people wanting to talk to you.
Okay, great. All right, great. Oh my gosh, I know. I'm trying to, and this is me trying to.
Hurry. No, you're doing good.
Oh
Doing
my
great.
gosh, I'm trying to like rock through this. Okay, this one's a quick one, and this is from Robin. Robin F.
Yeah.
Robin is building a fantastic lovely new home, and there's always a great opportunity to, when you're building new, guys, or when you're opening up your walls in a renovation. Oh my gosh, this is the time for you to upgrade any tech or anything like that. So here's this lovely home that she's working on somewhere, I have no idea, in a forest that's absolutely exquisite. And her question was, she's got these
somewhere in a
huge,
forest. That's funny.
I know, somewhere in a forest, right? So I believe it's here in North America or Canada. So anyway, she's got these huge windows, as you can see from the earlier image. And her question was, should she worry about making them mechanical? Absolutely. Guys, here's the deal. If you are spending the money to build or to renovate, it is pennies in a relative manner to add in that extra wire line that comes down to a big window like this and gives you the opportunity or the flexibility to make those shades or window treatments of any kind that you've got happening mechanical. Because if you've got anything going on, transom windows, skylights, big picture windows, just like you see here, you want to add that mechanical feature in as best you can. Now, for those of you guys who want those and don't have them, thank God there's some companies out there now that are actually doing retrofitted kits that can battery power, that can run on solar power and be battery run. So you don't have to even worry about the hardwiring anymore. But to answer your question, Robin, yes, ma'am, absolutely put that wire in there for sure. Okay, good. So I hope that helped. And then I'm gonna roll forward. Oh my gosh, we've got another window
Actually,
treatment. I think
Robin
Yeah, no,
actually,
so
Robin had a
Okay.
quick question, if you don't mind, Lisa. She just asked,
Sure, sure.
where would you put the outlets for it?
Okay, so here's what you understand about that one is oftentimes these mechanical systems have a dual switching system. They'll have an outlet that you want to have either near the bed, if that's a bedroom, okay, or near where the rest of your regular switching is for your power. So it might be near a door jamb, or like I said, if it's a bedroom, then you want to make sure that it's a two-way that can be by the bed or by the door jamb. Okay. Then the second part to a lot of these systems is they also have a remote. So if they can only give you a single pole that runs to the door jamb, then you take the remote and you put it by the bed.
Great, thank you.
Yes,
now,
yes. So, good question.
I want to let everybody know that we a lot of the questions that you're getting, the reason why we have all these photos is when you're in the design club, there's an actual email that you can send in your pictures so Lisa can talk to you. And these question and answers we do every week. So what I want you guys to know is if you want to join the design club and you're not a member, it's at www.thedezignclub.com, and that's with a Z, Dezign. Can someone put that in chat on YouTube and
absolutely.
and on in YouTube? But you guys, we do have a spring special that is running, and you can get in really reasonable, and for the quality of what you get there, the design club, there's nothing like it. So.
And Dana,
Oh, thank you.
we only have 10 more days of that special, right? Because
that's right.
June
It's a spring
20th.
special.
It is no longer spring. All right,
Okay,
I'm
sorry for
to
interrupting.
Over and share screen. No, I'm glad you did. Thank you. So here is a dilemma that Anne has got. Oh my goodness. And I got to tell you, sometimes I wonder why in the world architects don't think about what spaces look like from the inside as much as they do from the outside, because this is just an awkward window. Now, it probably looks fine from the outside, but it's kind of tricky to dress. And, on top of that, you've got, okay, let me show you. She's also got a dropped ceiling in there that's 12 inches in front, I believe, something like that. Sorry, my screen is a little wacky here. So here's the deal, Anne. I would love to be able to say that you could do this a simple way, but there's really only two choices on this window. Let me get back to that other. Wait. Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, bear with me, guys. I am moving oh gosh, this image has gotten huge. So, there we go. Okay, sorry. Okay, all right. So here we are back at this situation, which is you've got two choices, darling, on this. You can either do an entire full panel that starts as high up as you can get it with the peak that you're dealing with. Because this is the peak in the ceiling, right? So this is above the window, but not even, it's just crazy. So here's the deal. You're going to want to pull up two ways to do this. One, which is drape the entire thing. Okay. And that means you're going to have drapery stack out to the sides. Gosh, where am I? Where's my annotate? Here we go. You're going to actually pull that out over here, okay, all the way along there like that, and you'll stack, you'll stack free, okay, of the window so that you can get the kind of the lovely shape of both the circle and the square happening. It would be much more nicer if that was open, but it's not. So, so you can do that up there. Now I want you to push this up as high as you can get it according to the angle. So that would be one solution. And then when you pull them, of course, it covers the whole thing as a full element. Now, if you don't feel like you want to cover this top half circle to the window, you could do something inside here, right? Which is what's called a top down, bottom up. All right. And that's a shade that gets installed on an inset mount and will go up, down, and down, up. And then it will always leave this little bit open. Now, I can't remember if you told me this was a guest bedroom or not. So if it is a guest bedroom and you don't really care whether or not they have this open and have daylight coming in, then, you know, the up, down, down, up would be really nice because you'd have a little bit of privacy here and then you'd still have a little bit of open window. If it is something where you feel like you really need to have darkness and covering and it's a space that people really need to be able to sleep in, then you're better off doing the full to the floor drapery. Now, the one thing I don't know is whether or not you have floor heaters. So if you have floor heaters, that option is, the drapery option is out also. So then it's top down, bottom up. Okay. So, oh my gosh, I hope that helps you, Ann, because that was, this is one of the more crazy ones I've seen. Anyway, so, all right. So then now we're going to stop sharing. Here we go. And back to me. Let me get out of here. And we're going to rock on to, oh, Eilish. Hey, Eilish, darling. I am going to be talking to you in another hour or so, but I loved your situation that I hadn't seen, we hadn't talked about in Inner Circle yet. And so I wanted to show everybody what this was because, you know, window treatments are really tricky, guys. Megan, tell them everything about our window treatment situation.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Yeah, windows are extraordinarily complicated. And I mean, they're as complicated as flooring or countertops. But what's great is in the Design Club, we have a ton of resources dedicated specifically to window treatments, not just how to select, but even how to install and hang the different types of draperies. So
no,
I was at solar
expensive.
panels. I don't know why, but I meant Roman shades. It's actually what I was thinking of. I'm sorry. But guys, yeah, absolutely. There's a wealth of info on window treatment specifically. So if that's your project right now, don't hesitate to join.
Yes, that's absolutely true. All right. So here's her situation. She's installed these lovely roller shades with a nice clean little valance in here, which is great. I'm loving that, Eilish. Good job. Excuse me. But she's finding these a little cold and a little maybe overly modern for her space. So, and I don't disagree because I've been working with Eilish on her home and what she's doing. And I would agree that there needs to be some softening. But, you know, you have a tricky situation in whenever you're doing this and you haven't or can't do what's called an inside mount for your roller shade, which is you've got this box that projects out from the wall, right? So how do you solve for that? You do what's called a ripple fold track and you run it along the ceiling right here. And the thing that I love about ripple fold is that it gives you a very simple, clean top, and it's a very softening effect. And in this particular situation, I don't recommend this normally, but in this particular situation, because it's two corner windows, what I would do is I would run the track a little bit beyond on both sides, okay? And then you could choose to stack them out here if you've got the room, because I can't really see. It looks to me like your bed sits very close to this. And if you don't have the room, then what you want to do is you want to have these tracks come in at a 90, and then you'll have them stack here in this corner. Now, I would try and make the fabric solid and maybe a texture of some sort, but you want to closely match this window treatment here so that it feels like the architectural element that drapery and window treatments actually are, but it also gives you that softness that you need that kind of covers the mechanicals that are showing right there just a little bit. So there's my solve on that one, Eilish. I know that will work. I have confidence in you on that one. So, and if we've got further questions on that, you can chat with me when we talk this afternoon.
So Lisa, can I jump in for a minute?
Sure.
So Megan, this is for Megan.
Yes.
Megan, do you have any idea what that coupon code is when you're trying to join the design club right now for spring?
I will get that to you.
Will you get that and then announce it for us? Because a few people have had a problem finding that coupon code.
Yeah, not a problem.
Okay.
Okay,
Lisa.
Great.
We're back
Okay,
at you.
great. All right. Sarah, get your pen out, baby. Because we are going to talk about your first project that you sent in to me, and take a look at, oops, I'm sorry. And take a look at that for a second. So guys, Sarah has a condominium that she is that she's got that's new for her, and she's trying to upgrade it, and we're going to see it right here. And this is looks like it's her master. All right. And here's the thing about it. It's it's a condo. And so sometimes we have kind of some tighter situations with condos a lot. And so what's going on is she's got this long wall opposite the bed, but the room is rather narrow. So it's not like she can put a lot of space in this, put furnishings in this, because she doesn't have a lot of space between the end of the bed, of course, and this wall. But she wants to kind of jazz this up, and I completely agree with her. And by the way, she is changing out all these colors and the drapery and everything else. So this is kind of the existing situation. So here's what I'm going to propose to you. I would love to see this wall go 100% into a mural. Now, I love the idea because this would be something that as you wake up, this would be your view from this point all the way down. I think I'd actually cover the baseboard or just go out with a baseboard with it as well, because especially if it's something that brings you joy. And there's so many fantastic murals out there. In fact, Megan, didn't we just do something with murals in the club?
Yes, we did actually. Yeah, we like, I believe the vendor is Graham Brown, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
that we like.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And these murals are spectacular. Yes, in fact, this afternoon's Inner Circle class was where we are doing that from. Because you know why I love this is because you're in a metropolitan area. And here's the situation. You don't get a lot of nature when you're walking out there. So if this wall were literally almost a super graphic of something that is either wonderfully colorful, maybe it's a whole series of trees, maybe it's trees in the fall, it's whatever brings you joy to come open and see, that's what you want to make this wall do. And what's great about it is it's a very inexpensive solution as opposed to doing, something way more complicated with the wall in terms of construction or whatever. So I love the idea of that for you. I hope that's a good solution for you, because there's a lot of different options that you could have that wall appear to be once you choose to do a mural. You could literally just do an ombre from floor to ceiling. I mean, it could be something as simple as that if you wanted. So I love that. And I was so inspired. I thought, oh gosh, I like the idea of that, because you don't have a lot of room. So you got to make the best use of your visual cues that you can with that one. So Sarah, I hope that helps. And I feel like we're going to be talking a little bit more. All right. So how are we doing, guys? On time? How are we doing? Oh, good. Okay. Oh,
doing great.
Okay. All right. So the next person, oh my gosh.
So
what?
So I just wasn't sure whether, Megan, did you want to go just zoom through a few of the YouTube questions or questions in chat.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. If you're up for that, Lisa.
Yeah,
Let's see.
absolutely.
Okay, how about this? Here's a good one. What are your thoughts on mixing wood tones? Like just kind of like the basics.
Okay, good. Good question. Really good question. And in fact, we have a big thing on that in the club that we talk a little bit about. But here's my rule, or my Lisa law, so to speak, is that I never want to mix more than 2 wood finishes. Now, I'm not talking about, wood cabinets and then painted cabinets and a wood floor, and both of them are wood. I'm talking about 2 different woods. So a walnut in the same room with an oak. Okay. Here's the reason is that wood finishes are too close together in terms of their storyline from an element effect to confuse them. So if you're going to do if you're going to do the 2 together, you really want to separate them from a visual standpoint. So if you have perhaps a really dark mahogany floor, okay, then you could consider doing perhaps a rift cut white oak on that wood floor in a combination that would work for your design statement. And those 2 are far enough apart from a visual and a chromatic storyline to not be what's called the near miss. All right. So that's the trick. So if you have 2 or 3 situations, then 3 starts to be too much, and you need to make one of them another finish, which is almost 99% of the time a painted finish, which is fine because then you calm it back down. There's not all of this visual activity trying to fight for the same energetics of the final space when you have more than 2 wood combinations. And keeping them apart is the best way. Keeping them apart from a light, medium, dark standpoint is your best bet. You also want to take a good eye look at the chromatic story too, because like, for instance, I would not mix, walnut is a particular type of wood that has a greenish tone. And I would not be very happy mixing a walnut and say a deep mahogany that has a rich cherry to it, or even a cherry wood. Those are not happy combinations. You want to make sure that you are combining woods that sort of sit happily together and maybe have the same base undernote, like a brown or a golden or an, like a pickled finish, something along those lines. So I hope that helps. That got
Wonderful,
longer
good.
than everybody expected.
That was good. Very thorough. That's awesome.
All right.
And I was going to say that Angela, I think she's from Seattle, would like to make sure that we get to her question today. Is she on our?
Oh gosh, Angela is on my list, actually. Yes.
Oh, good, good.
So hang in there,
So
Angela.
it seems like she's got
She has a
pressing
deadline.
question, so we have that.
She has a
Yes.
deadline that she needs to
Gotcha.
meet. So that's
So
good.
we will
Okay.
get to that before we end.
Yes. So hang in there,
Wonderful.
Angela.
Okay.
Absolutely. All right.
Hang in
So
there.
the
we've
next
got-
person who is a massive fave, who I miss because she's no longer in Inner Circle because her Inner Circle has ended, but she's still on with the Inner Circle Facebook group, and we talk regularly. So I love that. But she has a very unusual condition with her home, and so she's needing some help with the final selection on a carpet. Let me grab that for a second and share a screen. I love this picture.
Cute, very cute.
Because clearly she's getting help with her choices. Oh my goodness, that's so sweet. So just to kind of give you guys an idea of what's happening here, this is actually her floor layout. And we've kind of, because she has added on to an existing structure, and she's got some plot limitations, she's ended up with a kind of an odd angled space, which is fine, but we've worked through a lot of the problems on it, but we're now down to this carpet, which is going to be a custom shape in the outline that you see in orange. And so when we're doing something like that, that is unusual, you always want to keep your carpet in visual alignment with your, where did that picture go? Oops, okay. Oh, there we go. You want to keep your carpet in visual alignment with your flooring. So here we've got a situation, and she's selected 4 different carpets. And quite frankly, Sheila, if you're listening, I absolutely 100% agree with you that this smaller piece up here in the, well, in this picture, it's the lower right, because your puppy is sitting on the other option. That one feels the most comfortable to me in terms of the match for the new floor. Mind you, this is her old floor, but the new floor sample, real sample that she's working with there. So I do like the feel of this. If you're hesitant between the 2 of these, because these are the closest, these other 2 are a little bit gray. If you're hesitant with the 2 of these, see if they will let you buy a yard of it. And sometimes they will, sometimes they won't, but some vendors will let you buy a yard of it and then take that and place it down on that full carton of wood that you've got there. And that's a good example to understand, guys. When you are investing in big material choices like flooring, like carpeting, like of course paints, but stone countertops, all of those things that are going to put you out a big dollar volume, it is imperative that you get samples in your hand. I don't care if you have to beg, borrow, steal, or purchase them. You have to get the samples in your hand, because you cannot work without them. Because if you don't look at them in the right lights with the other finish combinations, just like she's testing here, you are really going to be in trouble when that stuff lands on your doorstep and it doesn't work. Because that is why we go through these processes that we go through. And it does mean that sometimes you got to step out of your comfort zone and kind of insist that they sell you a carton of the wood, or a roll of the not roll but a yard of the fabric or the carpet or something like that, to really get those samples big enough that you can work with them in your space and understand what you're paying money for. So Sheila, I love you, honey, I miss you, and yes, let's go with that one. All right, so
Lisa,
yes.
I think we have a Q&A question. Megan, would you read that?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Hannah, she says, I have a 10-foot hallway. I have styled the entryway part with a 2-foot rug, a lovely mirror, and some beautiful artwork. Is it okay to style the rest of the hallway with another rug that is sisters, but not twins, with the first rug? Or is it better to find a 10-foot rug?
It's better, actually, Hannah, always to make that one rug. Just because your eye, no matter how you play it, even if you did the identical thing, if it's got a pattern or if it's got colors that change from the floor itself, it's going to be a break. You can't hide it. So you're better off finding roll goods, taking a look. I don't know, Hannah, if you're in the club or not, but if you're in the club, take a look at our resources for carpet. If you're a YouTube member, take a look at my older rug video, and I talk about getting a custom sized runner, exactly the size you need, in that video, and how you can do it for a reasonable amount of money, and it's using roll good products. So I don't even know if you're in the States, but if you're in Europe, it's the same thing. You can get something done just like that. So so good. Yeah, so you definitely want that one rug in that feet, because 10 feet isn't actually that long. I've dealt with halls that are like 25. So that's when it gets like really crazy, because you definitely have to custom those things. Okay, good question though. I love that.
Yeah, very good.
All right, so let's have people get a little insight into what the inner circle is. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Megan?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, guys, for those of you who don't know, we've been talking a bit about the inner circle. And so whether you are working on a new build, a remodel, or just want to give your space a fresh update, it's very easy to feel overwhelmed by all the decisions you have to make, especially when those decisions can lead to expensive mistakes. Well, the Inner Circle is here to help. It's an 8-week live interior design coaching program that will help you with your project, really no matter how big or small. And you'll be able to work directly with the Lisa Holt, an internationally recognized and celebrated designer, guys.
And Megan, and you too.
Oh, and
You're
me.
on
Oh,
those
that's
calls.
right.
No, okay. Yeah.
Lisa
Okay.
and her.
And I'm there too.
That's
And Dana,
right.
yeah. So sorry, Lisa and crew. And we'll be here to give you the advice and support you need to get your the project done right the first time. I mean, imagine having a beautiful and functional home that you love without all that stress and without second guessing yourself like the whole time. And that's what we want for you. And that's why Lisa is offering her help at a fraction of the price that you would normally spend on a designer. If you'd like to learn more about the Inner Circle, including session dates and pricing, send an email to info@lisaholtinnercircle.com. And guys, because space is really limited, these sessions fill up super fast. So do not delay. Today, send an email to, again, info@lisaholtinnercircle.com, and we'll get some info out to you.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
Thank you.
it was almost, that was amazing. I didn't expect you to do that. That was like the whole thing.
Inner Circle, and actually somebody just popped on who is another Inner Circle member. And one of the things that that is really great about the Inner Circle is that not only do you work with me and my team, okay, to solve problems for you, but there's a community that's been built that is so wonderful, and they share so much help. I mean, we saw this from the very first class that we did, which was if somebody had to miss a class, people would help them pick things out, or not pick things out, excuse me, help them pick up things when they weren't there. If somebody is in one part of the country and they need a resource for something, oh my God, another Inner Circle person would just pop right in there and say, hey, try this, that kind of thing. So it's an amazingly supportive little community.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we've actually got a comment too. I would love to read this. Sheila, who is a part of one of our past Inner Circle groups, says, Inner Circle was a tremendous help for me and paid for itself 4 times over at least. Saved me money on choices I was going to make. And Lisa had better ideas and resources. And honestly, that's been true for every member of the Inner Circle.
Yeah, I mean, it's really true. The whole idea is that people have a misconception around using a professional like a designer, in that it's going to cost you money. But the real reality of it is, throughout my entire career, I have saved people way, way more than the cost of my fees to get them going in the right direction. Because all you have to do is pick one wrong finish, get it installed, and you are sitting on a $10,000, $20,000 mistake that you either have to live with or you have to rip up and change. And that can be devastating. And this is a simple way to avoid it for pennies.
Yeah, and you guys, we all get to work one another with each other live, back and forth. This isn't where you sit in a webinar and you're in the background. You're actually in front of us on camera.
Oh yeah,
talking about your projects, and we go into it and we dive into it, and we do this every week for 8 weeks.
Oh yeah. Oh no, you guys in the Inner Circle has files in my office, client files that are things that we address every week, which is really huge. And so it just, I mean, like Megan said, there's a lot of decisions to make. So
yes, there are.
So if you're feeling overwhelmed, contact us.
I just do have to answer something too. So Jonathan, my background is fake. You do not want to see what's behind me. It's just whiteboards and it's all business stuff, and you do not want to see that. So it is a fake background. Jonathan's calling me out on the chat.
It's true. Oh it's true. I have to admit, I stare at her background a lot during the week, and it's like, oh, really?
Megan's is not.
Megan's is beautiful.
That's her house.
Hers. Yes.
Both of you guys.
Megan's a designer. So Dana's not a designer. So, but yes, anyway, so,
All right, all right.
so let's
So
grab
let's
it.
move
Let's
on.
grab it. A couple of other questions, because I know I want to get to
Yeah.
Angela and some others here. I've got Nancy T, and Nancy T is another inner circle babe. We love her. All right, so I'm going to share screen because she's got a tricky window. Oh my gosh, guys, windows are just complex. So here we go. Let's see what this puppy looks like. All right, great. So this is something that I was referring to earlier. And hey, Nancy, I miss you, darling. So this is a big transom window, right? That's above another window. And so when you have things like that, her inspo was this image here, right? Where now the difference between this picture and your situation, Nancy, is of course, this is a full height window. We all wish we were living there. And all of you guys from YouTube that are tuning in Europe that have these gorgeous 15-foot ceilings and these beautiful windows, we are all so jealous. But anyway, so there's a little bit of a situation here in that she's got a full height window, but you can still pull this off. Oops. You can still, oh, did I stop sharing? No, there we
you're
are.
sharing.
You can still
You're good.
pull this off because you can take this drapery rod and run it up at the ceiling. Okay. And what I want you to do, I know you're painting all of this. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to pick a fabric that, or a drapery selection that will be soft in and not very scroopy, not heavy in texture and lightweight, and then put the drapery right at the top and then just let it drop all the way down. So that'll give you the ability to give you that kind of drama that happens when you have this double window and you want to be able to cover that one. So now see me after this, because something that high requires, what did we talk about earlier? Mechanicals. Okay. And I can show you where to get those. All right. Because you're not going to be able to reach that up with a big pole and pull it along if you want to actually pull it. Or if you want to keep it stationary, that's fine. But if it needs to be mechanical and move, I need to give you the reference to get hold of a vendor. We have a couple of them there in the club that can make those operate mechanically. So, because I know you don't have the power in the wall that the building exists. So anyway, so good question. I had not remembered that you had that stacked window. So, all right, good, Nancy. All right, let's move through to, oh my gosh, now, oh my gosh, Mira, I must talk to Mira. Oh God, on a weekly basis. And she's not an inner circle member, but she is an active club member, and we love her for that. All right, so let's get to this. Let's get to this picture and get to this. Okay, wait. Sorry guys. I'm having a brain moment. Here we go. All right, share this. And this is a window. And frankly, if you guys have been following any of the Q&As, we have worked this whole room through. Oh my God, the before picture on this was radically different. So she's moving along a little bit, but she stumbled a little bit on the drapery, and she's asking, are her draperies too long? She hasn't stumbled. She's done a great job. She's installed these new drapery, but with a room that does not have a super high ceiling like this does, this is just way too much puddling, sweetie. So what we're going to need to do is trim those up. It's an easy fix. You just pull the hem up on them. I would steam them out first. It looks like they were new. I don't know if they've hung out since then or not, but here's a trick, which is that you want to pin them up above the floor, let them hang out or steam them out. So they're going to be as long as they will get, and then hem them. And you want to just brush the floor with this. Because clearly you have pets, and I always recommend not puddling or a little bit of puddling if you have super high ceilings on this, but this is way too much. So hemming at the floor will be your best bet on that one. So love the questions, Mira, and I'll see you in chat in the club almost every day. All right. Thank you for sending that in. Okay, so let's see. Oh, a question came in from Sarah, and I'm just going to read it because I see her a lot. And the situation, Sarah, is that I am going to throw this out to you, which is that you are looking for very, very narrow wire shelving. And I'm going to suggest Elva or Elfa. Is it, Megan? What's the one at Container Store?
Oh, I think it's Elfa.
I think it is
ELFA.
too. ELFA. And if anybody on either of the two chats knows of a wire vendor, either in Europe or in Canada, that will ship to the US that does narrow widths, then send that in and help Sarah out. That would be great because that's what she's looking for, is a vendor for that. All right, great. All right, so let's see where we've got. Okay. Oh, Kathy. Oh my gosh, I really was excited to do this this queue that came in because it's such a good example of solves that many of us need because we come across this all the time. So where am I on this one? This is Kathy. Dana, I do not think that this got uploaded to me. And it's a complex one. Can you find, oh wait, no, sorry. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong name on it. Okay, so good. All right, so let's do this. Here's a situation. Her dining room is between her entry and her great room, kitchen, etc. Okay, and there's a lot of spaces that lay out like that. So let me show you what this is going to be here. All right, so here's her situation, and what we've got is so everything in the house except this one dining room is painted out in kind of a simply white, a Benjamin Moore color, a kind of a light neutral sort of thing. And she's shown me a couple of other pictures that sort of show us that. But then she passes from her entryway, which is the white, through this space to another white space. And her question was, could she take this whole room super dark? Because right now it's kind of a tanny taupe color. And I am going to tell you no, but I'm going to tell you what you can do, which is that this picture here, right, has, let me see if I can go over to this one. Yes. So this beautiful big wall on your back wall here is going to be the wall where you're going to be able to play. So here's what I recommend, is that you want a sense of continuity as you experience a passage through the space from an entry to the rest of the space. So your entry is white and the rest of the space is white. So I want you to take everything in this room except this back wall, okay, out the white, okay? I know that's not what you wanted, but let me tell you how you make this work. You take this back wall here and you sex that puppy up. I would love to see that thing go a super rich black because you've got a lot of fun, rich black accents in the rest of your space. Or you could go with something kind of charcoaly, maybe even a charcoal or blackened eggplant, something like that, but super rich, super saturated, very, very steep on the light reflectance value scale on that whole back wall. And that is going to be, that compared to the white that is in the rest of the space, is going to tie the entire room together and tie the room to the other spaces that it acts as a transition for. And it is going to be an amazing backdrop for you. And I want you to take it from the bottom line of that trim all the way down to the floor. Okay, paint the floorboard out in the same dark color. Don't do the trim because this trim is important in this space and it will read white and you've got plenty of high ceiling. And the reason I'm doing that, guys, is because when I go to this picture, I see that she has an unusual ceiling situation over here. And all of this starts to not work quite as well, going out a dark color, as well as the fact that you have what's called a pierced opening that does not close between the entryway and the other hallway. And that's natural. That's a normal condition. You just basically have an arched opening. But it's weird to drop a a high contrast paint off and hit a white paint in a corner that does not die into a door jamb itself. So that's my solution for you. I cannot wait. I hope this helps for you because I think it's going to be sexy, baby. Sexy and groovy because your space is absolutely both. So I'm very excited to see that one, Kathy. All right. So, oh my gosh. Okay. Shada. Yay. All right. Shada. Hey, baby cakes. Okay. This is another great gal that we adore from Inner Circle. And she is rocking. I got to tell you, talk about huevos grandes. Okay. She moved into this house with her husband and they just promptly ripped it open. And she came to us in the ripped open state and said, I might need a little help.
I know.
Oh my God. So, all right. So here's the situation. So we've moved through a lot of big design decisions with her already, but we're on to her powder room. And again, this was another question I wanted to show you guys because almost all of us have bathrooms and almost all of us deal with tile and grout. And quite frankly, we are getting so many tile grout dilemma issues coming up that we are putting a whole big thing in the design club on that. Right, Megan? Tell them about that while I get my act together on this one.
Oh, sure. About the design club, you said?
Yes. No, tell them about what we're doing because we're doing the grout special info document in the library of the club. How to pick grouts.
Oh gosh, yes, guys, that is upcoming. That is something that Lisa and I are going to collaborate on. I am going to absorb all of that wealth of information from her brain and transmute it into an ebook for you, and that will be coming probably within the next month or so.
Megan, do you think possibly you could share your screen and show them, just walk them, people who have never seen inside the design club, show them like one of the books?
I would love to. Yes. Oh my goodness, I would love
that. Would be fun.
Yeah. One sec, guys. So YouTube, for those of you who have not seen the design club, here it is. It is beautiful. And there is a lot to do.
And she is mainly responsible for the beauty. Let me tell you, Megan is amazing.
Senior designer.
Thank you, guys. We've got everything from club chat to a clubhouse. This is like a forum where you can get questions answered from the community. We also have videos where what we're recording today will be. Of course, we have Lisa's YouTube videos as well. But in case you missed it, all of our design club videos. So, guys, YouTube, if you want info on all of this, join it today. Also, I want to
them. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was going to say,
okay.
I'd love to.
So you guys, this is our wonderful library, and there are, dozens and dozens and dozens of ebooks in here. But let's show you the latest one. This one's all about stone, and so
I love this one.
This one, gosh. we love this one. So if you guys are shopping for stone, just stop, join the design club, read this book, and then continue, because there is info in here that you couldn't possibly know, and you need to know it if you want your project to turn out well. Okay, there's just some realities to the challenges surrounding selecting a material, the different types of materials you can choose, as well as the installation. So if you for example, look at this picture on the right, it's stunning, right? That did not happen without oversight, and like a designer insisting that it's what's called templated the right way. So if you want it to look like that, read this book so you can learn how to make that happen. But yeah, this is just, the hunt begins. This is just one example of the resources that we have. And we have the span of many, 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 many topics. And quizzes too, guys. Those are
we
so
have
fun.
quizzes.
Yes.
We have the chat. We have the design school. We have lessons. We
we do.
live Q&As like this.
Yeah, we also have an amazing store and something called Lisa's List, which is a list of vendors that we have vetted for you. So we take out the guesswork of who is legit and who isn't, or whose work is the high quality enough, I would say, to Lisa's standards.
Yes. No,
that's a better
true.
way to say it.
That's kind of members generated as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Members inspire us all the time to find new people. And how real is it that you need the right craftsman to do some of the right things, or the right guy that can install, mechanical draperies, or, we've been on draperies a lot today. This one's going to be a tile thing. So, Oh gosh.
Yes. So much, guys.
Oh, the store. And we forgot the store. I mean, the store is a big deal.
Oh, we love the store, you guys. So what we love about this the most is, so these are all handpicked by Lisa. So, and it's from some of the best vendors around. And so basically she's done the hard work for you. So you don't have to like rifle through their hundreds of chandeliers that they have. I mean, you can just go ahead and go to the dezignclubstore.com and pick from here and know that it's going to look good. And we offer different pieces and different design styles. Yeah.
And it's curated by style. So if you know that you're modern or contemporary or traditional or whatever, you know that it will fit in that in your style. So
yep. And we help you out with that too. We say why Lisa loves it. So she explains why she loves this piece in particular. And we also break down which design style it fits. So we take out the guesswork for you as well. So yeah.
All right.
Oops.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you, Megan. No, and you know what? One of the reasons that we added the store to the club actually was this analysis paralysis that happens for so many people, because one of the things you're doing when you're even just like refreshing a space, oh my God, there's paint selections to pick, there's furnishings, how do you lay them out, all these different things. And you get worn out from making decisions. And especially when you're trying to pick things like, oh my God, which chandelier should I put over a thing? And you go into that and you're just overwhelmed. So that's why that's there. Got it. So listen, let me hop back to Shada, because I know she's probably sitting there taking a look at this one. And let's see. Okay, so here's the situation. Shada has this gorgeous powder room that she's been working on in Inner Circle with us. And she goes to order the pebble flooring, all right, and realizes that she ordered ivory instead of white. Now, there is something that exists in the design world that I always call the happy accident, okay? And when she told me what was going on, I went, okay, here's the deal. We know what your wall tile looks like. And now that we're not getting the white, okay, how do we make this work with your wall tile? So let me show you her wall tile. There's her wall tile. So happy accident, because this actually blends very well. But we have a trick up our sleeve, which is that the wall tile and now the floor tile, which are often different, need to blend together. And so there's a situation where you're going to pick grout for the pebble, okay, because the pebble gets a lot of grout showing. And so what I said to her was, give me a range of the grout, the initial, give me a range of the initial grout pieces that show you, they give you the little plastic samples of the grout. That's not what grout really looks like, but it's at least something handleable. So she narrowed it down to about 5. And so what we picked is we picked 2 that would blend both with this floor and with the other one. And then here's the pro tip, which is that 99% of any tile installer goes back to his shop and he has bags and bags of dry grout sitting around. Okay. So what you tell him is that you want to do what's called a dry grout test. Okay. Because especially when you're needing this grout to be really perfect. And so what we did was we chose, I don't remember which ones, maybe the Arctic white and the bleached wood. I can't remember which ones, but we chose two. And so what they do is they come out, they've got half a bag sitting around the dry powder, and you pour the powder inside between a couple of these stones, and you eyeball it and you see how well it blends as the dry powder. Now, it's not a problem because as long as it stays dry, all you have to do is dump the sample over and the grout's gone. And so there's no problem with like there being a permanent issue. They fuss a little bit sometimes when you do this, but you just insist that you're going to have to approve it. So in this particular case, we may have actually come up with a custom blend, which was a 50-50 of the bleached wood and the snow white, possibly. I'm not quite sure. Shada will actually have to fill me in on what that final selection was. But it's really easy to blend colors together in grout because grout comes in dry form. And so you can easily mix a tablespoon of the white and a tablespoon of the gray, put them together, throw that powder into your tile combination, take a look at that and go, I approve, I'm signing off on this. And then he rocks it and you're done. And you have a bespoke tile floor with a custom grout color, and you can't beat it for making it blend in and making a funky situation like, oh, I ended up with the wrong tile color work. So Shada, I cannot wait to hear how that turned out. You are going to have to let me know. All right.
So
Hey, Lisa, we've got
yes.
actually, oh, sorry, Dana.
I was probably going to go where you're going to go. So go ahead.
Is it Hannah?
Yes.
I think, yeah, okay, we are on the same page. Awesome. So Lisa, we've got someone who has got a Design Club member who's got a time-sensitive question. And it's this, I have to put up roller blinds for light blocking and sheer curtains for privacy. My style statement is transitional. Is it okay to just cover the inside of the window with the sheers, or do I need to do a more traditional drape to dress the windows?
Wait, what is it combined with?
So she says, I have to put up roller blinds for light
Okay.
blocking and sheer curtains for privacy. She's transitional. So she's wondering,
Okay.
is it okay? Okay.
Yeah, here's the deal. I don't know what the depth of your sill is, okay? But I would strongly recommend that the roller blind go inset if at all possible, okay? Because if you get them inset, then what you can do is, because the header valance for a roller blind, depending upon how long the window is, can be a couple of inches. All right. So if you can inset it in any way so that it's meeting the inside return of the drywall for the window, then that's the neatest way to contain that roller blind. Okay. And then you may have a slight projection of the valance top at the top, but it's not as much as the other window that we just saw with the other question. And then what you do is you do the over drapery, which is the sheer, as a regular drapery. And you do it above, outside, and it falls on either side like a regular panel. And then it can cover a little bit of the edge of the blackout blind if you want to have that done. So yes, you can absolutely do that, but do it inset and then the drapery panels on the sides. And that'll be beautiful and transitional because it's how you detail the drapery, and it's how, and the fabric that you select, keep it architectural, keep it simple. Because if you're transitional, you want it to just sort of blend with the wall. If you're super traditional, you can do a gorgeous, pattern of some sort. But if you're transitional, you want to keep that architectural.
Right.
I hope that helps.
And good. And lots
Yes.
of people in chat are saying that great question, because they're having the same issues, or they need to dress their windows. And I want to mention too, guys, that our last masterclass was on window treatments, and the replay should be available sometime soon. I imagine perhaps sometime late this week, if not early next. So yeah.
Yeah. Our editor Reed is actually online right now as we speak. So he'll hear this, and Reed, we need to get that up as soon as you can.
Yeah.
I think it might even be up. So
Is it?
we'll get that
Okay.
in the club.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Good.
Very good.
great. All right. I am going to also skip down to someone else who I know is on a super time crunch, which is Angela. Let's see. Angela is club member. Let me get this up. Oops. Come on. Come on. Come to me, Tech. All right. Come to me, Tech. All right. All right. So we've got that.
Guys, there is also an awful lot of smart people that we have in the club. We have a lot of designers in the club. So a lot of times you can just go into chat, or you can even go onto the live chat right now. I have
Yes.
Jonathan on there right now. We have Gaia there from our team. Jonathan, we've got Squally. I don't know if she's here today, but we just have a lot of resources. So if you have questions, just ask, because there's a lot of people around us and in this community that know a lot. And no, Squally isn't there. Okay, but there's a lot of people that can help you. So just ask the questions.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
even
Absolutely.
we can't get to it here.
I never dreamed that our club members would be so generous of their time and their knowledge and their experiences. And like Dana said, we have a number of other designers that are in the club that are, valid, good professionals that are like talking about the different things and helping people out. And then we have just some regular members that have done 2 or 3 projects. This isn't their first rodeo, and it's amazing.
And they know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
amazing how much they help. They're so generous and they share their resources. I love it. I love it. Anyway, okay, so here's Angela's question. She has got her electrician showing up literally sometime this coming week. And so she has been working on this mid-century modern house, and she's been working on all this lighting. And yes, darling, your answer is recessed lighting on this one, if you have the room in this ceiling. Okay, now there's 2 ways you can do this one. I would prefer recessed over track. There's a lot of places I love track, but in this kind of an open room situation, I want you to have as little seen on that ceiling as possible, because it's a big architectural plane statement, and that's the way you want to leave it. All right. So here's the deal. You want to do recessed cans. Here's what you're looking for. If you have the regular height, in other words, if there's what's called plenum space between your joists and the roof line on this ceiling, then you can do a regular, what's called an arcan, or yeah, you're in the US, or an arcan, and those are going to recess up there. I want you to do the 4-inch, not the 6 inches. The 4-inch are much more contemporary looking. They give out more light than they used to. And I want you to do them in an LED that has a changeable lamp. So do not let them sell you a recessed can that has a, oh gosh, my brains just went blank, that has a cover over the top of it. So a lens, thank you. Oh, thank you, brains. Okay, no lens on this one. Those are best used in water with spaces like over a shower or in a bathroom. In a big room like this, you want to be able to specify exactly what color Kelvin LED lamp that you're going to be putting in there, so that you can change that out. All right. So here's the deal. In a room this size, I'm saying you're going to need probably 6. Okay. Now, here's the situation. If your plenum is not deep enough, is they have what's called a pancake recess can now, which is a much shorter little boy that you can also get in a 4-inch diameter, and ask for those instead. Okay, so that's kind of what you want to do. They'll use a different bulb than a regular A-lamp LED, but ask for that. But tell the electrician that you want 6 of those recessed cans in there. Okay, in the kitchen, yes, I want you to change it out to 4. Oh gosh, have I got a picture of your kitchen? Nope, I do not. Wait a minute. I saw a picture of your kitchen here. Yes. Oops. Okay. So, all right. So, in this kitchen, I want you to forget this center line. I don't know what that's about. You want 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Give yourself some even light in this space. Yeah, sometimes I get this stuff submitted and I go, who
Lisa,
was calling that shot? Okay,
so
so you want
Lisa,
4 in your kitchen, recessed.
So Lisa, I have a
4-inch.
question for you.
Wait.
Can I
I'm
ask
not
a
finished
question?
with her question. Let me just finish this one, which
Okay.
is that, and no pendants next to the stove hood. Your stove hood is enough. You do not want to distract the line of sight with additional pendants on that. And then changing out the dining room picture to the Sputnik. Yay! I love that. Okay, Dana,
Okay.
I'm done.
Mike,
Sorry.
can you leave that picture up for a second?
Leave this up. Okay.
Yes, obviously cottage cheese ceilings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me your thoughts on it. And I mean, I know a lot of us have that. So you take them out.
Cottage cheese is easy to remove. It is not. So, okay, let me rephrase that. It is cheaper to remove, but it is not necessarily easy. Okay. But it's always best if you can, because cottage cheese completely dates a space. A lot of times it's just really messy stuff. And there are ways that you can look up online on YouTube to remove cottage cheese ceilings. It's basically just spray gup. And you can get that off, but it is messy, but it is so worth it, because then you do a skim coat over the top of it, paint it, you're done, baby. And you just replace your whole ceiling plane without having to go to the cost of actually replacing that plane.
Yeah,
Now,
and it instantly dates your space if you're looking to resale it.
Instantly dates it. Yeah, because they used it for a very brief period of time here in the US. Briefer than I would have, or not longer than I would have liked. But they used it for here in the US. I never saw it actually in Europe. And I don't really know about Canada. But look at this ceiling in comparison to this ceiling. Look how much cleaner and more intentional and directed this ceiling looks, even though it's dropped. Than the spray. So good point, Dana. I'm glad you mentioned that. All right, great. Okay, so let me pop down. Okay, so Angela, I hope that helped out. I know that was getting to be another question. All right, so I'm gonna pop up to Lenora. Lenora is another new club member, which is so lovely. Sorry, I'm not sure that you're new, but you're definitely, I'm seeing a lot of questions and chatting with you lately, which I love. So Lenora is very sweetly working with something so that her mother can come visit. And she needs a little help with bath bars. And I wanted to address this one because, oh my gosh, so many of us deal with this one too. Let's take a look at, come on. Oh, I think my computer is starting to kind of like.
And Lenora is not new.
No, she's
no, I didn't think she was.
she's
Yeah, no, I didn't think
right.
she was.
Yeah,
I said that, but I'm chatting with her a lot. So, all right, so then let's look at this, which is she's got she's got a tub situation. Okay, I'm gonna do this first and share screen. Yes, Lisa is slow enough that she's stuck this out. Okay, so here's her plan for her bathroom, right? And so she's got a very typical kind of a Builder Sanders size tub, right? And it's got 3 walls on it. And her fear is that she's going to end up with this picture. Yes, this picture, which is, bath, just all kinds of hot mess of railings hanging around there. And that's not an attractive solution. So what she's done is she's done a good job of finding, good looking hardware that can be used, because to a certain degree, you need grab bars, okay? But you can diminish their, visual aspect of them a couple ways. One is she's installing a shower bar and mobile shower head, which is great for that front wall. That'll be great. And that looks good. And then she needs something along the back, which will be ADA approved. I would actually make that back bar in white, because that stops, if your tile is going to be white for that tub wall, then I would keep it white. If it's not going to be white, then I would keep it the same finish as this, okay? This is the one situation where you can play with two finishes in a tub situation, because you kind of want to make this stuff go away. And then you want to be able to do that back wall in a white as well. And you could do that one as a vertical as opposed to a horizontal. And that will make that kind of line up a little bit better. And you do that further forward towards the edge of the tub that you step into, and then do the niche centered, a tall, narrow niche centered on that back wall. And then here's the key: make sure that your tile guy installs the tile with what's called a chamfered corner and a chamfered edge. And that means he doesn't have to go to Schluter strip on it. And that way you don't get any breakouts of different colors happening on that niche. It just blends all the way in and goes all the way back. Don't do any accent tile on the back. So hopefully that helps you. It's very tricky to kind of like get all that hardware going, but there is a way to avoid that kind of ugly situation that, you know, gets installed often because people need them, but it's not necessarily the most aesthetic choice when we kind of get those done, but they're out there and we need to help with them. All right, so let's see. Where are we on?
Well, I would like to show these guys our new Design Club video. They probably have seen it already, but I can show it here really quick while you get your.
Yes, let me find this last one.
You want me to show it? And while you're doing that?
Yeah, please.
Okay, here we go, guys. Tell us what you think. Is that playing, guys?
Is it running, Dana? Are you
running?
Can you share? You want to share your screen?
Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. I completely messed up on my thing.
Oh no,
I didn't
okay.
hit. It's important when you
now
hit
that
share.
the anticipation is now there. So
It's
we're all
important to
the
hit
more
share. I
excited.
know. Here we go.
There we go. Okay. Can't hear it though. Wait, is it on mute?
Can you not hear it?
Nope. We may have to turn the
Can
volume
you
up.
not hear it?
You know, I'm
wondering.
wondering, Dana, if it's on your computer and if your AirPods are connected to the computer, I wonder if it's not playing through your speakers.
Well, guys, we'll have to do it another time because it's choppy. Okay, we're gonna forget that.
Okay.
That was a big mess up.
Okay.
I was trying to run interference for Lisa so she could get her next question done.
Which
I did.
Well, it worked. Hey, you accomplished it. You nailed it.
I completely confused everybody. So that was good.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So Lisa,
That's all right.
good?
That's all right.
So, okay. So now this is another question actually from Sarah. And Sarah has another property that she needs some help with. And I wanted to share screen because I thought that this would be important to kind of take a look at. So here's an image of the home that she is working on. And here's the situation, guys. When you start to analyze this home, there is a lot happening and none of it is necessarily done in a style statement that can be happily meshed with either each other or the style statement that she's interested in taking the house, which is mid-century modern, Japandi, or kind of California coastal, something along those lines. And I'm just going to give you guys a quick tour around to show you sort of what we've got to work with here. And this is kind of the main living room area. Whoops, let me move this over. And so then we can see some other things. So there's a lot that's confused here. You've got this slab fireplace. You've got, you know, literally a Williamsburg staircase. You've got an arched ceiling. Don't know where that's coming from. You've got this insanely gorgeous low wood ceiling, which is beautiful, with these nice thick wood columns and an exquisite wood floor. And then you've got what? A Doric column over on the other side here that's a half column. That's very strange. And then this starts to look like it's a semicircular one with kind of, you know, Austrian shades in a traditional pattern. And that's paired next to this space. So there is so much here that needs to be unpacked to start to repack it, that honestly, Sarah, my suggestion to you is that this is a perfect candidate for Inner Circle, because here's the reason we decided to introduce Inner Circle, guys, is because YouTube has a sort of somewhat limited parameters in terms of how much time I have available to you guys. I can't run really more than like a 20-minute video to kind of get you guys going with things. So if you need a little bit more, of course, the club is helpful. But if you are in the club and you have a situation like this, which is weeks of choices and decisions that we need to make around how to guide this structure that has a lot of potential and looks like it's set in this gorgeous space and could be amazing if it was shepherded through the sort of, you know, kind of wackiness that exists. There's 4 style statements living right here in this space. None of them are happy together. So actually the only thing that works is sort of this lower ceiling and wood.
What are the style statements?
So,
oh my gosh,
okay,
there's so many.
So you have,
Like, but go through that. Tell them.
okay,
Annotate.
so like I said, you have this very classic Williamsburg colonial stair railing style and newel post.
Can you annotate?
Okay, there's, oh, I'm sorry. Can I annotate? Yes, I can annotate. Here we go. Okay, so Williamsburg. Oh, okay. Don't know where that came from, except for it was easily available at a hardware store. Okay.
Yeah.
Then, oh, I don't know. That's not Williamsburg. It is referencing briefly colonial, but this, the angle to this arch feels vaguely Spanish and vaguely mission style. So, okay, I don't know what's happening there. All right. Then you have this big slabs brick fireplace. That's very mid-century modern, especially with this flattened hearth that comes out like this. Very kind of like late 40s, early 50s, early MCM. Okay. And you have a very low ceiling here. Wait, you have painted wood, and then you have this low exposed wood ceiling here. That is very kind of Taliesin, sort of early American prairie, possibly. And none of these are happy together. Okay. I'm not addressing the furnishings because she's already told me that the furnishings are completely going away. So we're not even talking about the furnishings. We're just talking about the architecture. Okay. You want to see some real confusion? I don't know what in the world someone was thinking when they saw this ceiling with this lovely expression of structure and beam and the wood. Look at these beams. This is a fantastic expression of kind of mid-century modern and again sort of American craftsman. You kind of feel that vibe happening. But then what? We have a Doric half column, thank you.
Yeah.
There's not even a footer on that. And then this room is round. And then there's Austrian shades here. And then I don't know what's happening on these windows over here. And then these windows have multiple lights in the top half, not the bottom, which makes them very traditional. So there's so much going on here that's a hodgepodge that it makes me feel like somebody was a builder, not an architect, that put this together. I don't know the history of the house, but
And
there's a lot
also,
of,
and I'll tell
there's a lot to correct
also-
here that can be
also,
corrected
Lisa,
because you have a
Lisa.
lot of good things. Yes, sorry, I'm
I was
super
gonna say
juiced
also-
about this.
Also, I was going to say, it's like, 30 years of different owners. And that's what she said. She's online.
Yeah.
She said,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that totally
you
makes
know,
sense.
they're just slapping their,
Yeah,
it's like a quilt. If this, it's like a patchwork of different
so-
owners and their
Thank you.
styles, and there it
A
is.
quilt.
Megan,
Megan,
I'm
you are
sorry.
there.
Megan, idea for the design club. We have to take rooms like this that have multiple styles and put them up as quizzes so they can take quizzes to see if they can figure out what the,
Oh my gosh,
That would be-
that's
Look
so
at
funny.
this. Look
Lisa
at this,
literally
guys.
talked about that just
Look
the
at
other day.
this. Okay, they
Yeah,
are
okay.
right next to each other, people. Oh, wait. And you have an outdoor sconce on an
Yep.
indoor pilaster that separates traditional windows, and that's contemporary. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. This
But you
is
guys,
a crazy
that's
quilt.
the point. These are the details that make the difference, and your eye and your brain just get it, but you don't necessarily know what it is. I've watched Lisa walk into a restaurant and tear it apart, and I'm thinking it looks amazing, but or I'm thinking like it's just off or something, and she just gets it instantly. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh,
So
wait,
anyway,
there's more. Oh,
Oh,
my
there's
God.
more.
Sarah, I love you.
Uh-huh.
Wait, look at this. Look at this kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What does that have to do with anything else? And why is this weird sliver of blue?
Yep.
What is happening there? And if that's the front door, oh, and a booby light. Oh, my
Yep.
favorite.
Never
belong in
never
closets.
fails. The booby
she
light.
has got.
Not
to-
even.
I mean,
So
Sarah, you have to be in the inner circle.
I was gonna say I can't wait
Yes.
to get my hands on this because I can help you.
Yes, for sure.
This-
For sure.
This
yeah.
actually has there's some great bones here, Sarah.
It's a
Yes,
beautiful
big
house.
time. Love the ceiling. The ceiling is
Love to see.
legit.
And look at these beautiful
amazing.
floors.
Yeah, and
Oh
the
my
floors are
gosh.
stunning. Yeah,
Yes.
everything's gonna be just fine. Join the inner circle.
That's true.
Just do it.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do not even
Yep.
worry
Oh, and-
anymore. Everything
And
is
we'll
gonna
love
be
the
fine.
afters. Yep. You're
Yes,
gonna be our
but these
star
are
before and after.
juicy afters. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, all right. So then we've got that, and then, oh gosh, I think.
That is the last question we have for today.
Oh,
And guys,
gosh.
if Lisa,
And we're running over.
and we're
Oh,
running
we're running
over,
over.
and of course, we get Lisa gets so many questions submitted. But the good news is we are going to do this again next Sunday. So yeah, any questions that she didn't get to, we will push to next Sunday. And of course, that is exclusive to the Design Club members.
Become a Design Club member, and then you can we'll give you a link that will allow you to be able to put your projects online, and we can get to it next week.
That's right.
Oh wait,
Right.
and this week, right? Because Dana, this is the last week of the spring special.
Yeah, well,
think-
Yes.
yes, right now it is, exactly.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
All
my
right.
point is join the Design Club, drop in, we'll get you a link to, you'll get the emails because you'll be a member. You'll be able to add your project, and then we'll be able to talk about it live on air, and you'll be able to see what we see.
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
That's right.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And
It
it's
is so exciting.
great when you guys have pictures because we can instantly solve once we have the pictures there because it's just a matter of figuring out what puzzle pieces either missing or needs to be changed. And
Well, also everybody else gets to learn at the same time. So I'd love to just do a call out to everybody in chat. Has this been helpful, guys? Give us a 1 in the chat if it's been helpful. I mean, or yes, or yay, or whatever
Yeah.
you want to say, because it makes a difference for us if we can get that feedback from you guys. But did you find this helpful today? I think everyone-
Yes, they certainly did. Wow.
Zoom chat is going crazy. We're a little delayed on YouTube chat, so we'll wait to see what happens there.
you know
Yes,
what? I
yes,
just
yes.
saw a question roll by on the Thursday event. Yes, Dana or Megan, why don't you tell them what we've done with the master
Yes.
classes?
So absolutely, guys, we will have a new masterclass this Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, and I believe it's on the Spanish colonial design style. Is that correct? Because I know we pushed that out.
Yes.
So that's
yes,
so that's
we
what
pushed
that's
it.
what we're gonna
Yes.
do. So again, guys, Design Club members, YouTubers, join Design Club, and then join us Thursday 1 p.m. For a masterclass all about the design style of Spanish colonial. It's one of my favorites.
And join us next week because we're going to try doing this next week.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Next Sunday, same time, same place, 10 a.m. Pacific time again. And again, Design Club members, you know where to submit those questions to. And
Yes, you
YouTubers,
guys
if
do.
you'd like to know where to submit those questions to, please join the Design Club today.
So cute. Yeah.
So guys,
the
can
other
we
thing
please
too
give
is-
Lisa like just a round of applause? I'm sorry, this was like so amazing to watch. Can you believe, like, you could ask I dare you guys to ask a question that stumps Lisa Holt, and I would bet you that you can't possibly do it. You can't do it, and if you do,
right?
oh my gosh, wow, that'd be amazing.
Oh, no.
But yeah, virtual
you get
clap,
free
been a
thumbs
few.
up for Lisa.
There's
It was
been a few.
incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you do, you get a wait, Lisa. If you do, you get free membership into the Design Club. How about that one?
Oh,
Ooh,
no,
yeah,
then
yeah.
they're gonna like send me all this really crazy stuff. So
Stop,
no,
Lisa. We
yes.
should do that.
yeah,
Dump
no, it's
Lisa.
true.
Oh my
You know, it's funny because we've done a lot of design style videos for YouTube, which have been so fun, and you guys have been really sweet because they've been fun to edit, and I always throw in that little history line. But we haven't done really a lot of design style videos in the club. And so this first masterclass is the Spanish colonial is actually a masterclass, the first design style for the club, which I think will be really interesting because there's a lot of folks that are living here in the US anyway, that are dealing with these kind of Spanish colonials that are sort of hybrids, and they need a little love. That's for sure.
That's right.
So a couple last things is that we're going to be opening up a private Design Club members only Facebook group where we'll be in there giving advice there. So that's going to be happening pretty soon. And we have the Design Club masterclass on Thursday. We have, I'm just looking at my notes here. We have the new the live streaming on Sundays. And we've got Inner Circle yesterday, and we have one coming up in about an hour that we have to get ready for.
Yeah.
So you guys, listen, thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you guys.
Absolutely,
and of course, if you want to
guys.
watch the replay, the video, this will be available in the Design Club, in the video section, in case you missed it section. So you can rewatch and review everything that Lisa gave us today.
Yeah. Tell Angela that send her question over to Ask Lisa, because she's got one more question regarding.
Oh yeah,
electrician.
Angela. Yep. Please send it to Ask. Oh, the Ask Lisa email.
The secret.
That's
email.
Yes.
Yes.
And then Lisa will
and then that way I can get it to her. I can get it to her afterwards, because we're gonna lose the chat, Angela. So we'll lose the chat when we go. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Great, you guys.
Wonderful. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Well, it was a fun one.
We had
love
fun.
you all.
Yep. Love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Absolutely.